Coming up on AgweekTV, South Dakota's swine industry is growing fast. We'll see why. Some Minnesota farmers want their voices heard at the Capitol, so they're running for the legislature. Supporters and opponents voiced their opinions about a proposed dairy expansion in Minnesota. And FFA is growing in South Dakota. We'll meet members of the newest chapter. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. The swine industry has been rapidly growing across South Dakota. According to data reported by North Dakota State University Extension, in 2015, South Dakota's hog inventory was at 1.36 million. In 2025, that number was at 2.19 million, a 61% increase in inventory. This was the highest percentage increase in the nation. Ariana Schumacher tells us more in this week's AgWeek cover story.
Pigs and Odegaards are one and one that goes back to my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad, and uncle.
Shane Odegaard has been raising pigs his whole life. Throughout that time, the industry in South Dakota has seen a lot of growth, specifically in the last 15 years. He says contract growing opportunities have helped this pork increase. The
farms have gotten bigger, yes, but we've seen a lot of growth in contract growers. It's an excellent opportunity for a young family member, a son or daughter that wants to come back to the farm after high school or college and needs an avenue to generate income to support her wages.
South Dakota is also an ideal place to raise hogs from a biosecurity standpoint.
Due to our array of vast space in South Dakota and by the lack of hogs in the past, we've seen a fair amount of growth in the breeding or sow farms coming here for biosecurity reasons and health concerns, trying to get more distance between pigs to protect the health of the well-being of the animals.
Minnesota and Iowa, they've always been, the pinnacles of pork production, have been for as long as I can remember. But with disease pressure and different biosecurity risks and things like that, more and more, specifically sow farms, but also finisher barns. South Dakota is a great, hop, skip, and a jump away from those areas, and it's a great opportunity to still take part.
The state's corn and soybean crops make it a good place for hog producers to get feed.
We have ample feed supplies, and probably at a discounted price compared to some of our neighboring states around us, and with the soybean processor plant in Volga and the new plant down by Mitchell, we have ample supply to soybean meal for protein sources.
In February, Smithfield Foods announced it would be building a new $1.3 billion pork processing plant in South Dakota. This would replace their 100-year-old facility in the city's downtown.
We applaud the Smithfield expansion and the move. I think that's going to be a great thing for that company as well as pig farmers as a whole.
Odegaard markets a majority of his hogs to Smithfield, so he's excited about this new facility.
And it gives us a comfort level that Smithfield is here for the producers of South Dakota, along with western Minnesota and northwest Iowa and stuff.
In eastern South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
You can read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com. Some Minnesota farmers are making their case to voters that firsthand agricultural experience is what rural districts need at the state capitol and in Washington. We meet some of a growing group of Democratic farmer labor candidates with production agriculture backgrounds running in 2026 in response to pressures on farmers.
Farmers got the chance to share their concerns with some of the people hoping to represent them at a recent candidate roundtable in southeast Minnesota. Two DFL candidates for the Minnesota Legislature are farmers and say they'd like to be able to do something about the challenges facing their industry, including low prices, high costs, and foreign trade.
I think being a farmer, I can realize what farmers are going through, but I also can testify to what farmers don't really want. They would rather have commodity prices versus subsidy checks. They would rather have, fair trade across the world.
I see farming as public service, and taking good care of the land and the soil and the water quality is just another way that farmers can get things done well for our community. Running for office and making some policies that can help farmers continue to feed the world and take good care of the environment is a passion of mine.
Jake Johnson is running for the U.S. House in District 1 against incumbent Brad Finstead, who's a farmer. Johnson is a math teacher, but he says he's been hearing from a lot of farmers who are frustrated with the way things are going in Washington and on their farms.
And so what I tell people all the time is, listen, if you like what's happening right now in farm community, then your vote's probably already settled and you're fine. If you're looking for a different voice and a different perspective, somebody who's going to listen and fight for you, then I encourage you to check out our website, check out what we're doing here.
In Faribault, Minnesota, this is Rose Dunn for AgWeek.
Finstead has won by double-digit margins in the last 2 elections in the conservative-leaning 1st District. In a statement, Finstead said he is fighting for families and farmers every day in Washington. Up next on AgweekTV, supporters and opponents make their feelings known about a proposed dairy expansion.
At Vatterstad, we're partnering with North American farmers to create the perfect emergence. We're doing this with new and innovative tillage, planting, and seeding solutions, optimized for the field conditions that you face, and with industry-leading capacities to help you get the job done in short windows of time, so you can maximize yields. Vatterstad, we look forward to growing together.
Spray Advantage is a full-line, full-service dealer with everything you need for fertilizer and chemical applications, like electronics from Microtrack and Raven, pumps by Banjo and John Blue, a full line of poly parts, tanks, and spray tips. We support the equipment we sell with factory-trained service technicians and a well-stocked parts department. It's our commitment to offer you quality products at competitive prices with the best financing options available. Spray Advantage, proudly serving North Dakota and Minnesota.
It's best to have come in for an uptime, that way you don't have downtime later. For every hour that they're down, that costs them money. Fuel cost, the wages for their hired guys. If they don't get out there at the right time, their crop's too dry, it starts falling off, they start losing their bushels, they start losing money in a sense. You're literally just throwing money on the ground. So their time is precious and crucial, so they'd hate to have the downtime because they have to be out there and get it done as fast as possible. You put a lot of time into an uptime inspection. It could take 10 to 12 hours to thoroughly inspect a machine to make sure that you don't miss anything.
As your farm evolves, so do the challenges that come with it. At Superior Grain Equipment, our systems are built to make your job easier and help your grain reach its full potential. From gentle drying to durable storage, get the flexibility to market your grain on your time. Superior Grain Equipment, proven solutions to help you grow.
Add more bushels to your hopper and money to your pocket by harnessing the power of air with Crary Wind Systems. Whether your beans are chest high or barely off the ground, Crary offers 2 solutions that add a constant stream of high-velocity air to quickly feed crop back to the auger, eliminating bunching, reducing shatter loss, and increasing your ground speed. Don't let crop conditions dictate your yield. Check out the Crary Air Reel or Crary Wind System today.
Supporters and opponents came out in full force for a meeting about the West River Dairy expansion in Morris, Minnesota. Riverview wants to expand its existing West River Dairy there by 11,000 head to nearly 19,000 cows. The project is an expansion of one of Riverview's 13 dairy farms in the state and near the town where Riverview is headquartered and got its start more than 30 years ago. Jason Kerwin, an environmental consultant who worked with the MPCA on the project, thinks it will be a good neighbor.
But the one thing with regards to Riverview is they're always so open to doing things above and beyond what's absolutely required.
While both support and opposition were heard for the project, a majority of the space was filled with supporters. Mike Yost lives and farms between 2 Riverview dairies. He says they are following the regulations and are good neighbors.
I'm drinking that groundwater. My family is, and we've been drinking it for generations. We want to do it for generations to come. And so we want to make sure that the waste is handled efficiently and correctly, and we also want to know they're not going to deplete the groundwater.
You can submit or comment or look at those that have already been submitted on the MPCA website on your screen or visit the West River Dairy Expansion comment page. Three Brothers has taken over the Owen Locker plant in Pine Island, Minnesota. The Yangs bought the facility last fall after a short search for a shop they could afford. They learned meat cutting and processing at their grandfather's butcher shop in Hugo. Rusty Jackson, former owner of the Owen plant, says the brothers can take the business to the next level. The shop's processing schedule is built largely around beef, but they also process hogs and other livestock. Animals come from around 100 area farms.
There's deep root history here in Owen Locker plant, and we want to really stay attached to that. But we just want to be accommodating to a lot of the farmers right now and just be a helping hand.
The brothers are evaluating how to update the plant and expand beyond the current customer base. Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll start a new continuing series that takes you out in the field with me.
What One Stop Shop means to us at North Star Ag is we have a fully staffed service department, fully stocked parts department, as well as the sales department. We're also very mobile. We have service trucks that we can also meet you on the farm. You can have a piece of equipment that you're not really sure what you want to buy. You can come to us at North Star Ag. We can really show you enough selection, have enough knowledge, and have enough price points where you feel good about walking out with your purchase that day.
To me, being part of community means being part of something bigger than yourself.
How we doing?
It's being there for your neighbors on good days and on bad days. I've been a volunteer fireman for 24 years, and I've been a field adjuster with FMNE since 2016. I've had the unique perspective of seeing people at their most vulnerable. In those times, you want to do anything possible to help. I'm proud to be part of a company that's dedicated to service.
Attention farmers, increase your revenue and prevent compaction from squeezing your profits with PTG's Central Tire Inflation System, now offered at OK Tire and Service. All controlled from the tips of your fingers, ensuring increased yield and improved fuel economy by adjusting your tire pressure within minutes. You are ensuring the best performance from your tractor on the field and off the field, compatible with any radial tire. Call the OK Tire team today or visit oktireinc.com to learn more.
Struggling with high pH or salty soils? Your yield doesn't have to. Calcine is a breakthrough soil amendment designed to restore soil health and revitalize crops. It helps balance pH, improve germination and emergence, and remediation of salty soils.
Calcine is always showing an exceptional ability to bring salty soils back to health, and it continues to provide a more balanced pH environment for both germination and emergence.
Call Erickson Custom Operations at 701-371-7184.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
What does the month of May have in store for us? Here's Lydia with our AgriWeather Outlook.
Turning the calendar into a new month, I thought we would look at the averages and where we stack up during the month of May. In Fargo, the average high temperature on the 1st of May is 62 degrees with your sunrise at 6:11 and sunset a little after 8:30. By the end of the month, we see things warm up, of course. Your average high to 74 with sunset time about 9:15. In Sioux Falls, high temperature on May 1st for average, when you look back through the record books, is 65 degrees. Sunset at about 8:30 at night. By the end of the month, we'll bring that average high temperature close to 80. 76 is the average high temperature on May 31st in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with your sunset right on 9 p.m. In Minneapolis, we're looking at very similar numbers, mid-60s for your average high temperature. Average lows in the mid-40s. We'll boost that by about 10 degrees in each direction. So your average high on May 31st ends up at 74 and your average low at 55 with sunset just before 9 p.m. by the end of the month. I bring up those averages because we're looking at a cool stretch here for at least the first 2 weeks of May. This pattern kind of stuck where things are a bit warmer out in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest, while a good portion of the country is looking at below average temperatures, and that includes us here at home through North Dakota, South Dakota, and into Minnesota. So when you remember those average highs that I just showed you, spanning about the low to the mid 60s, we're looking at numbers that are closer to low to mid 50s, about 10 degrees below average for not only the first week of May, and this continues into the second week of May, too. It shifts a little bit to the east, so we're watching for hints at warmer weather to work its way in by about the middle of the month. But this specific map takes us all the way to May 13th, where we're still looking at a cool stretch with below average temperatures. We can tally up how much moisture we saw during the month of April. St. Cloud, a little over 3 inches, 2.43 in Fargo. Sioux Falls, about 2 1/3. Aberdeen, South Dakota, a little more than 2 inches. Grand Forks, about 1.5 inches, and Rapid City at only 0.87, so less than an inch of moisture throughout the month of April in Rapid City. And then you look at some of that being from snow, of course. Fargo picked up 13.5 inches of snow during the month of April. Aberdeen, South Dakota, very similar, 13.4 inches of snow. Didn't make a big difference in our drought monitor. Still looking at expansive drought further down to the south across about Highway 212 through South Dakota, and getting worse as you travel your way down into Nebraska. Rapid City, of course, as I just showed you, really lacking moisture, and that's evident here when you look at the drought monitor. I bring that up also because I'm looking at a dry stretch, which is decent news when it comes to planting. Of course, you want to be able to get the crop into the ground, to get the seed into the ground, but we do have a dry stretch setting up where I'm not noticing much for moisture. Not only this following week, the first week of May, but turning the calendar even into the next week, going into the second week of May. This doesn't mean no rain. We'll see some minimal amounts of moisture, but likely only tallying up to a few hundredths at a time.
The Crary Revolution Ditcher is the new standard for surface water management. The Revolution Ditcher leaves a smooth finished 5-foot flat bottom cut and cuts up to 10 inches in one pass. Throw dirt in either direction, up to 165 feet. Now with the hydraulic cross auger to break up dirt and keep you working faster. Check out the Revolution Ditcher at crary.com.
Farming is more than just a job. It's a way of life. It's your hard work, your investment, your future. At Superior Grain Equipment, we're here to protect it all. From durable grain storage to gentle drying and handling solutions. We build systems designed to last, and we stand by you with service and support every step of the way. Superior Grain Equipment, proven solutions to help you grow.
To me, being part of community means being part of something bigger than yourself.
How we doing?
It's being there for your neighbors on good days and on bad days. I've been a volunteer fireman for 24 years, and I've been a field adjuster with FMNE since 2016. I've had the unique perspective of seeing people at their most vulnerable. In those times, you want to do anything possible to help. I'm proud to be part of a company that's dedicated to service.
What One Stop Shop means to us at North Star Ag is we have a fully staffed service department, fully stocked parts department, as well as the sales department. We're also very mobile. We have service trucks that we can also meet you on the farm. You can have a piece of equipment that you're not really sure what you want to buy. You can come to us at North Star Ag. We can really show you enough selection, have enough knowledge, and have enough price points where you feel good about walking out with your purchase that day.
Struggling with high pH or salty soils? Your yield doesn't have to. Calcine is a breakthrough soil amendment designed to restore soil health and revitalize crops. It helps balance pH, improve germination and emergence, and remediation of salty soils.
Calcine has always shown an exceptional ability to bring salty soils back to health, and it continues to provide a more balanced pH environment for both germination and emergence.
Call Erickson Custom Operations at 701-371-7184.
This week, we're starting a new segment, In the Field, where I take you behind the scenes of the ag industry, getting a first-hand look at how things are grown, made, and brought to life. We kick it off in Nome, North Dakota, where a dream is now a reality for Chris Armbrust. She opened her very own fiber mill in the historic Nome Schoolhouse. This week, I step inside Chris's fiber oasis to follow the journey of fleece to finished yarn. Hi, I'm Emily.
Hello, I'm Chris.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
I heard
to meet
we're
you.
going to be taking some wool and turning it into yarn today.
We absolutely are.
Awesome. Let's go get after it.
Awesome.
Chris, how did this come to be? What was the inspiration to this business?
Oh, golly goodness. Well, the inspiration was, I guess, an empty barn. So I got 4 alpacas. Learned to hand spin. I was a knitter and love that aspect of it, but I worked full time. So I used an outside mill like myself to process the other 3 fleeces of the 4 alpacas that I had. And one year, in 2008, we were shearing, and my alpaca shearer said, Chris, you should open up your own fiber mill.
Little did Chris know how much her wool mill would take off, or how tedious it is to take wool and turn it into a beautiful strand of yarn. Chris works with producers in Iowa, North Dakota, and Montana to source her wool, and she also has a small herd of her own that she uses.
Actual first step mechanically in the process. And this is our picker. And what the picker is it opens up the fibers. You know, after they've been dyed, washed, what have you, just gently opens it up. So as we turn it on here, it's going to slowly feed in. Inside here, there's a drum, and it's spinning it, and then it shoots it out in there. So this is the next step in the process. And
This looks like quite the machine.
It is, and it's these, only on a very large scale.
Okay.
What the hand cards did as well is, and still do, is align the fibers. You're combing the fibers to get them all going in one direction. So as you see here, this is alpaca that we have on this first carder. And it's got different tones in it. Now as it comes through and comes out the other end, this is roving.
Wow, okay.
So it makes it into a rope. Isn't it wonderful?
Very soft.
Yep. It makes it into a rope of fiber. So then we have the pin drafter here, and what the pin drafter does is it has these metal combs that we have combs going this way and we have combs going that way, and the fiber passes through these combs.
The fine combs.
So very fine. So as it's aligning every piece of fiber, and as it's aligning it, it's drafting it thinner. So, and then what this does is this is our spinning wheel, and we have gears that determine the draft, meaning how much fiber is being fed in, so that I can decide, okay, I want a lace weight yarn out of this, or I want a sport weight yarn out of this. Okay, so this is the finished yarn that we were spinning. Isn't it super soft and wonderful?
It is. That's
It's
crazy.
so
You take
nice.
wool and it becomes yarn.
No, it's this little miracle that happens every day here, which is so cool.
Chris sells her products online and in the Nome Schoolhouse gift shop. But within the past year, she has seen a staggering rise in the number of people knitting, needlepointing, and starting other hobbies that utilize her products. A large reason for the industry exploding is because young people are going into these hobbies. Why do you think that is?
It's to get them off their devices. Everybody's sick of looking at screens, looking at computers, and this allows them to create and make something with their hands. It's a extremely rewarding thing to do.
Craving a more analog life.
Absolutely.
If you're interested in some of Chris's products, you can purchase them at gnomeschoolhouse.com. Still ahead on AgweekTV, FFA is growing in South Dakota. We'll meet members of the newest chapter.
If you're thinking about upgrading dryers, which I think in today's world where there's so much more corn around to get a hold of advanced grain, we were able to cover for 20% more acres and probably 20% less time this year, mostly due to the dryer.
Our combines ran longer and harder than they've ever run in the past because we actually had the capacity in the dryer. We're Jason and Justin Topp, and we would highly recommend advanced grain handling for any of your grain dryer needs.
Attention farmers, increase your revenue and prevent compaction from squeezing your profits with PTG's Central Tire Inflation System, now offered at OK Tire and Service. All controlled from the tips of your fingers, ensuring increased yield and improved fuel economy by adjusting your tire pressure within minutes. You are ensuring the best performance from your tractor on the field and off the field, compatible with any radial tire. Call the OK Tire team today or visit oktireinc.com to learn more.
At Vaderstad, we're partnering with North American farmers to create the perfect emergence. We're doing this with new and innovative tillage, planting, and seeding solutions, optimized for the field conditions that you face, and with industry-leading capacities to help you get the job done in short windows of time, so you can maximize yields. Vaderstad, we look forward to growing together.
Spray Advantage is a full-line, full-service dealer with everything you need for fertilizer and chemical applications, like electronics from Microtrack and Raven, pumps by Banjo and John Blue, a full line of poly parts, tanks, and spray tips. We support the equipment we sell with factory-trained service technicians and a well-stocked parts department. It's our commitment to offer you quality products at competitive prices with the best financing options available. Spray Advantage, proudly serving North Dakota and Minnesota.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Frederick, South Dakota has never had an FFA chapter or ag classes for students until now. Ariana Schumacher caught up with the new chapter at the state FFA convention.
I really wish we would have had it the whole time I was in high school, but I'm glad I got to be a part of it for at least 1 year.
It's the first time Frederick FFA jackets have been seen at the South Dakota State FFA convention.
It's been a really great experience. I didn't know much about it beforehand going into it. I live on a family farm, so allowing ag to also be in the classroom just makes school more fun and gives me another connection. And then you also get to meet a lot of new people and do more things than what you thought you would.
They have been focused on getting the program built this year. They have around 55 students from 6th through 12th grade. Their community supports getting ag in the school.
We've had tons of community support. We've got a toolbox donated. We got $1,000 donated for our registration fees for like all our contests. We've gotten monetary donations from several people. So the community has been really good to us also.
Students say having ag class as an option is important.
I think it's important because it can help you learn more stuff that you probably wouldn't on the farm, and it bring more people into agriculture.
Just to get experience out there and get a feel for what you really like and where your passions lie and how to keep your family farm going for the future.
In Brookings, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
There were 4 new chapters started in South Dakota this year. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. As other cattle markets have risen, baby calf prices have gone up too, even leading to a new beef feeding sector taking root. And wheat acreage is projected at a record low this year, but it's a trend that's been coming for decades. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.